Hey guys, I know it's late, but I just wanted to hop in here because I thought of a really good analogy to talk about systems and things. So my husband and I are just coming home from Home Depot. Um, the last night, the kitchen sink, my daughter was doing the dishes, and there was some seaweed that I just didn't like, and so it was in a bowl, and she tossed it down the drain, the kitchen drain. But we have a disposal, so I think she ran the disposal, but it got caught in the P trap. Right? If you don't know what a P trap is, it's that funny looking section under your sink. And I'm only saying that because well, my husband is training a lady, and she didn't know what a P trap was, so just want to make that clear. Um, because at my job, right, in the refinery, it's all about pipes and pumps and things. So using tools, using wrenches and things to fix things is not um it's not a thing for me. Anyway, we tried fixing it with a couple of different things. We just tried running the disposal again. It didn't work. We're like, let's just wait overnight and see if it goes down. It did go down overnight, of course, right? But it was a slow trickle going through. And we put some Drano in it earlier today, and it helped a little bit. But I was like, can we just go get a snake? And well, we didn't know what it was last night. And my daughter, like, after doing some investigative research, which is what I used to do in the refinery, we used to call it an incident investigation. Right? It's looking at all the things that could have contributed to the issue, right? This clog. So I just want to give you guys some insight onto how my brain works, why I'm systems oriented, even though I'm like a natural born creative. This is why my brain now automatically thinks systematically. It was a journey for me. So anyway, we I didn't know what the root cause was. So there's a specific system that we used in the refinery called Taproot. It's all like how to do the incident investigation, what caused the thing to happen. Anyway, so after doing some digging, literally and figuratively, I asked my daughter, I said, hey, you know that seaweed that I didn't eat? What did you do with it last night when you're cleaning up the sink? She's like, oh. I said, did you throw it down the drain? She's like, oh yeah, I think I did. And so I was like, oh, okay. Because when I was like trying to clean out the drain and whatever, I was like, why are there like little bits of like green seaweed popping up? And I was like, oh, so that's what prompted me to ask her about the seaweed. And then she's like, oh yeah, but she kind of admitted it like after the fact, because we're trying to figure out what the heck went down the drain, because it was working okay up until like after last night's kitchen cleanup. So anyway, back to Home Depot, right? We tried just the natural thing last night. Oh, I didn't get to make my daily smoothie, which kind of like put me, it messed up my morning routine, so I kind of started my day off like on the wrong foot. And we went to the Dollar Tree, which is like in walking distance from where I live, picked up like $1 thing of Drano, because right, we just walk to the store, walk back, quick fix, let the Drano eat up whatever's in the drain, and it should clear, right? Then it didn't clear. Like it was just bugging me, and that's where we went to Home Depot to pick up the snake thing. And I was like, you know what, can we just eat out tonight, because I don't want to mess with the drain. I really don't want to like have to deal with like washing any dishes, or just anything to do with the sink. So it is like 8 o'clock at night, and we made the decision to go to we made the decision to go to Home Depot around like 7 p.m. tonight and pick up pizza, because I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. So back, how does this relate to systems and tools, right? If I had thought about doing like the snake thing last night, right, this drain thing would have been fixed. But like, we tried different ways to fix the problem. Like, we tried like a natural solution, which I would equate to doing something manually in your business. So that's step one. And then we tried a little bit more advanced solution, low cost, like low budget, low cost, low effort. All right, we just walked to the Dollar Tree and paid $1 for this like cheapy Drano, thinking that would do the trick. And then now, step 3, like that didn't work. So now we're on to step 3, getting the snake drain snake. I don't know what comes first. But had we started with that earlier in the day, then maybe I could have had a smoothie. Maybe I could have had, I didn't really eat much and I didn't really drink much, because that would mean running water through the water filter, which would then fill up the drain. So all of that to say, I know where some of you are at in your business, right? What stage you're at. Like right now, you guys might be doing things manually, letting like nature take its course and like handling requests and things as they come in, which is me just letting it drain overnight. And then part 2 is like, maybe some of you are kind of stepping into the waters, using that pun intended, right? Stepping your toes into the waters and trying some systems, some like looking at like maybe some free software that you could use, which is great. Like software that helps is good. But then if it doesn't help and it causes more of a headache, which the Drano kind of did, like we have gloves, because my husband still works at the place, and we have lab gloves that he brought home once, so I was using those to avoid like chemical stuff on my hands. And then like step 3 would be us going to Home Depot and buying like a full-on drain snake, because that's where the problem is. It's in the P-trap. But honestly, last night I didn't know where the clog was. I didn't know where that blockage was in the sink. Same thing, like you may not know where the blockage is in your business until you try a few things. And even when you're trying to hire a VA or another person, right? You honestly don't know where the blocks are sometimes. So anyway, I thought that was a good analogy. I am the queen of analogies and storytelling and making things relatable to you. It's part of how I used to train the men that would come in to the refinery, because nobody knows how to make gasoline, right? If I were to ask you how to make gasoline, if I even started talking about refinery terms and terminology, I have talked to some of you before about that, and it's just like, whoo, glaze over. What works is when I use analogies and when I teach, and that's what I just kind of started doing. So hopefully this helps. The analogies help, and my goal for you here in this group is to make systems seem less hard, right? The whole purpose of using systems, and so in my mind, systems are just like processes, like an SOP, like a structured, like A, B, C. What do you do for a launch? What do you do? Like, it's templates and checklists that you can do manually. Or it's also like taking that a step further and putting in some automations through Zapier and like software like Dubsado, or even like ClickUp, where you can add checklists to to your tasks, like tasks that you do all the time. And like say you write a newsletter or an email, write an email every week to your people, right? The steps are always the same. You have to write the copy, um, depending on which CRM you're using, open up and um, because I used to write procedures back in corporate, my procedures are very detailed. It's like, okay, like even a monkey could do it, or like that Geico commercial, even a caveman could do it. But because we had people from all different pizza delivery. Okay. Oh, I'm almost done. But pizza's coming. Anywho, I don't even remember where I was in the conversation, but all of that to say, it doesn't matter where you are with systems. Oh, I was talking about procedure writing. I used to write a lot of procedures back in corporate. I had to take like manufacturer manuals and turn them into procedures for my operations team, and then that would involve me like looking at the equipment, figuring out how we would use it on our end, and then writing out procedures that would go to the operations team. And I was on a lot of pilot projects, and was the SME for a lot of the pilot projects, because it's kind of one of those things, right? Not a lot of people think systematically, or they just want to get it and use it. Or, I mean, there's only one man right now here in this group, but men don't really like directions. They don't like to follow directions. Right? Or they don't ask for directions when they're out. And so, yeah. I had to create systems and processes for the men, less detail oriented. They were very mechanical, just like to work with their hands. They don't like to read a lot of stuff. So I had to really break things down and make it simple so that they could take up a piece of paper and use it in the field. And also that my procedures were audit proof. So there had like to be no ambiguity in the procedures, because if if something failed or a process failed, right, there's this whole investigative process I was talking about. Like if someone was exposed to a chemical inadvertently because the procedure was written wrong and they followed it to a T, then that would be our bad, or not our bad, but the company's bad. So that's why the things that I build are very systematic, very like plain, like no ambiguity, so that everyone involved, like it's written in plain English. So anyway, we are almost home. This pizza's burning my leg. But it's good because I mean, the pizza's hot and it's fresh. If you end up watching this tomorrow, let me know. Send some love, that prayers that this drain will clear. I appreciate those. And like, let me know what you ate for dinner last night. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.